Today was an interesting day. Um, Almost forgot to film a video. I'm already laying in bed, so I'm like, oh shoot, I better film my video. See, here's what's happening in my life today, or what happened. I mean, so I realized that I had not yet gone down to the county courthouse to register um, my notary public, and the courthouse downtown Chattanooga is not as it's literally like a block away from Kindred. So my boss told me I could take them some whiskey. So I grabbed them some whiskey and put it in my car, and I went to the county clerk's office, did all that, and then um, stopped back at my car, which I parked across the street from Kindred, and went in there, and it was like old home week. It was so weird. I haven't seen them in a couple of weeks, or I don't know. I think it's three. This is 3 weeks now. I don't know. I said yesterday I thought it was 3 weeks since we buried mom, but I think it's only two. I've lost track of all time. um, so I went in there and I left specific bottles for specific people, and then the rest I was like, find something fun, have a party or whatever. And so I wanted to make sure that my mom's caseworker, um, Amy, got a bottle because she was just so kind to us. And throughout this whole thing, and she gave me a big old hug when she came out of her office. And um, we stood there talking for a few minutes. And she said that she had gone to mom's obituary and watched her online video. And just, she thought it was just so beautiful. And that room will always be my mom's room, no matter who's in it. And she missed us and wondered how we were doing, and this, that, and the other thing. And the longer we talked, um, the more I came to realize that she was familiar to me in a different way, and I didn't know why. And then I've come to find out, I am acquainted with her husband, and I didn't even know it. So this whole time, it's so weird. Um, I knew her husband. He's a business contact. So I was like, OMG, I can't believe this. So, but yeah, it was pretty awesome. And it was good to see folk today. I got to see my mom's nurse that took care of her on her last day. Not the third shift nurse, the other one, Miss Rachel. And actually, I got to see quite a few people today, which was nice. Um, and even if they don't drink, at least they can have, a bottle and think of me and think of mom. 'Cause I wish I knew, a way to express gratitude to the people who actually took care of her. Um, the best thing I could think of was whiskey. So, but I thought it was really cool that I've known Amy for what, 2 months now? Almost three ish, sort of. And didn't have any idea that I was already acquainted with her husband. So that was actually pretty funny. So, but it was nice to see everyone, and they were all very kind today. Um, but yeah, I it was nice. So that was I thought it was gonna be really hard to go in there, considering that is the place where my mom physically passed away. Um, I was very tempted to go down and get some lunch, though. I like was for real. I really was, because cheap lunch, but it would have been good. But anyway, but it wasn't nearly as hard as I thought it was going to be. and I went back to work, and um I was doing my work, and I had finished what I was doing, and I thought, well, I haven't checked my email since God was a boy. So, my personal email. Maybe I ought to do that. So I had like 15 or 1600 new emails in my email. I'm like, oh no. Usually I don't have more than like 20 or 30 emails in my inbox, like for real. So I'm going through them, cleaning them out and everything. And I found, I don't know how many, maybe 5 or 10 emails from Allstate. I'm like, why am I getting emails from Allstate? I don't have Allstate. Well, super long story short, Allstate are the people that actually hold my gap insurance coverage for my wrecked car. And they were missing information. And I was like, and you only have so much time to upload it. I'm like, oh my God. So I thank God I didn't wait any longer. um, I had some of the documents, like the accident report and the bill of sale. I actually had that in the bag. It accidentally went to Illinois with my brother. I'm on his trip home, and so he brought it back when he came back for the funeral. It was in the bottom of a bag, and he goes, I think you might need this. I'm like, oh, heck yeah, that's got all my information on it. Turns out, yeah, I needed it. And if I had actually read it, I would have discovered that, yes, Allstate holds my gap coverage because the paperwork was all right in there. So, and there were some other things that they needed to help with the claim, but I had to get them from Geico. So, and then while I was in my Geico policy, I went ahead and took my mom off my policy. Boy, did that change my premium. Just saying. It went down on the month by almost $50. So, yeah. Let's see what else. I had to send out 2 more death certificate copies today. Filed it's so funny. Like, one of the people, and I don't remember which one it was that I talked to last week, said that they found money on the unclaimed website, unclaimed property or whatever in mom's name. And I was like, what? How in the hell is that possible? So I went ahead and claimed that. I thought I had done it already, but I guess I didn't hit all of the buttons I needed to hit, so I filed it today. And there's the paperwork I have to turn in. Then I thought, ooh, wait a minute. So I checked my name, and then I checked my name for in Massachusetts, and I've got like 5 whole unclaimed dollars in Massachusetts. I'm like, yeah, I'm claiming it. It's $5. I don't give a crap. It's what it's gonna cost them to actually create the check and mail it, so whatever. But anyway, so that was interesting. So what else happened today? Oh, oh, I was so mad. So I called my mom's original insurance company before, like literally a couple of days before the wreck. My mom had called and decided she was going to switch from one insurance company to another, from United Healthcare to Aetna. And then she had the wreck, and I tried and tried and tried and tried to get all of that to stop, because I figured if insurance changed in the middle of everything, there's going to be some kind of problems. So when we found the POA paperwork and all of that stuff, thank God we did. I was actually able to scan that in and send it over to prove that I could make changes to mom's policy with her being unconscious. And so I called both companies and I made sure that no changes would happen. I was like, do not cancel United Healthcare, cancel Aetna, blah, blah, blah. Got all of that done, right? They assured me that it was all taken care of and nothing would change. And then I was going through mom's bank account. Was it this morning or yesterday morning? I think it was yesterday, actually. And Aetna had taken money out of my mom's account. What the hell? So I called United Healthcare. They tell me the policy was canceled way back in February. I'm like, no, no, it should have never been canceled. Um, and so I kind of like ripped them in for that. I was like, are you kidding me? Whatever. Because, so I told them, I was like, when I call, make notes. When I call back to argue with you about not paying her bills, I will be angry. So just note that. And it will be your fault, not mine. Anyway, because like when I called these people, I made notes. So I had notes what time I called, from what time to what time, who I talked to, the whole shebang. So then I called Edna and I asked them why they were trying to rip off my mother. And as it turns out, I did cancel her Aetna policy, but there were two, was it two? I think they said two supplemental policies that were still active. I'm like, somebody could have like friggin' said that they needed to be canceled. So, they just need a copy of the death certificate, which I have to scan it and all that jazz. I was like, y'all, like, literally, seriously with this shit? And I took notes when I talked to them on the phone too, because I was serious. I actually accomplished a lot that morning that I called. But anyway, so yeah, I'm trying very much to stay on top of this. But like, what the heck? Why can't people just do it right the first time? When I called and said, hey, don't cancel this, they should not have canceled it. It's all relative anyway because it all goes by the effective date of the plan, but I'm just waiting. When the enormous bills start to roll in, I'm going to be like crying. Probably. I'll be crying. Anyway. So, pretty interesting day today for a Monday. So, that's pretty great. Anyway. Always wear your seatbelt. Mom had hers on. She'd still be here. Always make your wishes known. Put them on paper. Make sure that people know where that is and you have someone that you trust. It's very important. Very, very, very important. Peace and love.